Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to do one of our famous, infamous intergalactic Monday double headers. And we're starting off with a Patreon request from this patron right here. Ask us check. I have to go really close because I'm having a hard time reading the name.
Yeah.
So the name of the band is Enchiridion? Enchiridion. Anyways, you guys can tell who it is.
I know, you clicked on the video.
Yeah, they click on the video so they see the name of the band. But
exactly.
On the thumbnail that we have, the name is really tiny. The name of the song is The Realm of Blackened Perdition. Now, I went on Metal Encyclopedia to find out a little bit more about the band. They're from Germany. Das Auto.
Das Auto.
And the last time they've only released one album. So the last time they released an album, which was the first time they also released an album, happens to coincide.
Yeah.
The first and the last was the same. Was back in 2016. So it's been this song is from then. It's not a throwback song, but it's got some age on it.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah, it's been simmering.
It's like an aged wine.
No, an aged wine has to be at least longer than 4 years. If it's only, I mean, even a good rum has to have at least 5 years. 4 years, it's kind of bootleg, if you ask me. But anyways, first time.
So let's hope this is aged wine and not aged bread.
Or punani.
Or punani.
Yeah, the aged punani is not good either. Punani does not age like wine. It ages more like
milk.
Milk, yeah. All right. What a segue. But anyways, all right. Let's check out this Patreon request. Let's see what this band is all about. All right, let's do this. All right. You look like you enjoy it, so I'm going to let you go first.
Why did you not enjoy it?
Wait until my turn comes.
I only had one little problem.
You better sit down.
I only had one little problem. It's
just one?
Just one little problem.
Wow.
And it's the
hit me up. Hit me up. What's your little
It was the vocals weren't loud enough.
Okay, but that's a major problem. The mixing was horrible.
The mixing was bad.
Even the sound. There's certain times when the sound of the guitars changes, the volume changes as the song is progressing. It's not consistent. The sound is not consistent, and the vocals become louder towards the end of the track.
Yeah, but
versus the beginning of the track where they're all muffled in into
they're kind of hidden by everything else. That's the one problem I had with it.
That's not a little problem. That's a big problem.
Is a big problem?
For me, for me, it's a big problem.
But that's because for me, I also like the whole instrumental part about it. So, I mean,
I'm trying to be nice because the dude is wearing a Kalma t-shirt. And anybody that wears a Kalma t-shirt, in my books, is not a bad guy. It's not a bad guy.
I saw that and I was like...
So I was like, all right, the guy's wearing a Kalma shirt. Okay, can I start with my dissection?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to be like Dr. Pedro here. I'm going to dissect this this video, this song.
Dr. Pedro?
All right. Yeah, why?
Dr. Pedro.
Dr. Pedro.
Pedro.
That's my rapper name.
Pedro.
Pedro. P-D-R-O. Pedro. P-Dot. P dot. All right. So, anyways, let me dissect this for you. Let's start what you said. What you said. That's not a little problem. That's a big problem. The mixing on this song is not good. It's not just good from a vocal perspective. It's not even good on the sound perspective because it's not. The vocals start off like really muffled.
Yeah.
Like behind, like they're hidden behind everything else. As it gets to after the guitar solo, which by the way to me is the highlight of the song. I absolutely love the guitar solo. I almost wished by the end that the song was just instrumental. Because of the way the vocals were so hidden at the beginning. They jumped into the forefront at the end. And if the sound that they had at the end...
Was it the front?
Was all the way through, consistent all the way through... Then already like you're ahead of the game. But to me, you cannot say that that's a small problem because that's a huge problem. If the song is not mixed correctly, if the vocals are not consistent,
it's a
and the guitar sound when it went from the guitars to the acoustic to the back onto the electric, all three the sound was not the same.
No,
it was different levels.
Yeah,
the volume was like somebody was screwing up with the volume.
But I don't know, man. When it came to
and that's we've only touched on one thing. I haven't even gone into the rest. I want to go into the rest.
I like it. I mean, the vocals was a problem for me.
All right.
But in that chorus part where the vocals are happening, I really like the guitar that's kind of supposed to be following it.
Listen, the instrumental on the track.
I think that's why I'm liking the song a lot more because you are not much into instrumentals as
I'm assessing this. That's not necessarily true. I'm assessing this the way I would assess if I was doing an album review. Right, I'm assessing it from a critical perspective. If I'm doing an album review and this song and the songs on the album are like this, I cannot say the album is great. But the mixing is all over. If the mixing is all over the place, then the album is not great anymore. Especially when we're not talking about an album that was recorded in 1985. We're talking about like 2016.
2016.
Plus, even if it was recorded, I had this argument about that other band that we did, Theater of Tragedy. Some people blasted me in the comment section saying, oh, this is a classic. Okay, it's a classic to you, but it's not a classic to me. And if I look at the way it's recorded, I don't care. People are saying, oh, it's old. It's from like the 93, 94 that song came out. It doesn't matter. I can hear stuff from 1985 that's still mixed properly. When it was recorded, it may change the techniques in which they were used to record. It changes how songs were it changes all of that stuff. If you listen to an album from Black Sabbath, obviously it's not the same as listening to the Black Metallica album. And I'm not talking about musically. I'm talking about in terms of how it was recorded and the technique. Obviously it's not the same. I understand that. But I can listen to a Motorhead album or Black Sabbath or The Doors, for example, and the volume on the vocals does not go up and down. No. Just because something is old, it doesn't excuse the poor quality that it went into recording
just
something.
Old doesn't mean it's not shit.
Yeah, because, and I understand that if you grow up listening to a certain record and you grow up listening to a certain album, you have an emotional attachment to that album. So to you,
nothing's wrong.
Nothing is wrong. okay, on my perspective, I have more of a critical look at things. I grew up loving Bonanza, Dukes of Hazzard, and MacGyver, The Knight Rider, and Baywatch. I grew up watching that shit. I loved it. Maybe Baywatch, I watched it for the chicks and the masturbation. But anyways, the other stuff, I loved it. Because the other stuff is all dudes, all dicks, right? I can't watch it now. Why? Because it not aged good. It didn't not age like wine. It aged like bread. Like, or milk, like you said.
Or milk.
So, but I'm aware that I liked it then, because.
But now you don't like it.
But now I look at it as like, how did I watch this? It's horrible. But I also understand. At the same time, I understand
why you.
I understand why I watched it, why I liked it at that time period. It made sense. But now I can see how cheesy and how bad it is. On the other hand, look at Star Wars. The first ever Star Wars. I believe it came out in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, 78, something like that. It held up. Why? Because it's good. It doesn't matter if it's old or not. It's good. It held up all the way now. But if you watch Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon, it's shit now. Why? Because it was shit then. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just that you have an emotional attachment to something, and we're getting completely off track here. But going back into this song, we all can we move on now from the vocals?
Yeah.
All right. Let me say this: the melody of the song, the guitar melody, the way the fluidity that the song had, even if the vocals were on par, this song is phenomenal. Like, it really is. Like, when you look at underneath the hood, when you lift up the hood, you forget about how the hood looks like. You lift up the hood and you see these guys are good musicians. The song is good.
Yeah.
The guitar melody, the solo is phenomenal.
That's why I liked it a lot more, because I noticed.
It's so melodic. The track is so melodic.
For me, I noticed the vocals, but I was like. But that guitar melody underneath, come on, I can forgive it, because that guitar melody is so good.
Okay, but then you have to. But I'm not saying I don't forgive it, but it's. You asked me, would you listen to this song again? No, not unless they put it back together the way it should sound properly. Like this, I wouldn't listen to it again. It hurts because it damages the quality that it has. These guys have talent. They just don't have. The right guy to put the songs together, apparently, at least this one.
If they remaster this album, then...
Oh, yeah, it has to be, right? Then the other aspect is this, the video, all right? I understand, small band, group of friends.
But I didn't like the vocal camera, but I did like the guitar cameras.
Dude, you don't need a guitar camera on the dude with the keyboard. All you see him is doing this.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know why they did that.
Like, there's no action there. Like, there's
unless he was pulling out some of these or some of the Nightwish.
Okay, like if he's being all like technical and going all over the place, then you need a camera. If all you're doing is like, you don't need a camera there. It kills the fluidity that the video has.
I thought you were talking about the guitar ones. The guitar ones are cool.
Oh, no. I'm talking... The video, to me, there's two things that are wrong with the video. First of all, you don't need the camera on the keyboard, dude. Maybe if you want to show him like full shot of him playing.
Yeah, same with the vocalist.
But you don't need a close-up of his fingers.
And the vocalist is...
I mean, the guy is playing the keyboard the way your grandmother types on a laptop, which is like with one finger on each key. Like... And I'm not saying he's not a great keyboard player. I'm just saying you don't need the camera on that.
You could hear
the keyboard melody is nice. But what I'm saying is you don't need that camera. Second aspect is this. The way they shot the video, I know this was before social distancing, but they all look like they can barely afford an apartment in New York, and everybody's jammed together in there. And I understand that that's their jam session. This is what their practice and play. I get all of that. But take this as positive criticism, all right? In my opinion, if you have no budget or very low budget, and this is what you want to do, there's a better way of doing it. Film one guy at a time in that room. You film the drummer through the whole song. You film the guitar player through the whole song. Bassist, whole song. Keyboardist, whole song. Vocalist, whole song. Then you edit the video and you chop it up. It's almost like a playthrough, but with different band members doing the playthrough. When you put them all together and you have those angles that are upside down, it fucking gives me vertigo. Like, one of the angles is like you're upside down. Like, you know, I'm not Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? So, to me, you can use the same setup. You do one guy at a time, you chop that up, the video looks completely different. It looks professionally made if you do it like that. Because then when the singer is singing, you have just his shot of him singing. When the guitar player is playing, you have the shot at close up of him playing. And it cuts from one guy to the next. Because the way it looked very crowded. It looked very cheap. It cheapened the video. And I always say this to people. There's only... The first impression only happens once. There's no such thing as first impression twice. Yeah. There's first impression once. So somebody who's checking this band, who clicks on the video, that's the first impression they're going to get. And if they don't like that first impression, guess what? They'll never watch anything from them again. It's important. People forget that once you put something out there, it's out there. And I realized that even with our videos, if somebody watches one of our earlier videos from 3 years ago, they'll probably never watch one of our videos ever again. But that's the life we gotta live with.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of that. Your voice was much lower. I didn't have a beard, you know. We talked about dicks. I mean, we still do, but...
We didn't talk about much dicks.
No, we didn't. Back then, we didn't. I don't know. We didn't talk much about nothing, actually.
We don't talk about dicks now. Dicks was kind of in the peak of our careers.
Career implies that you make money doing this. You realize that, right? Like, there's no money here to be made. All right, guys. Anyways, do you have anything else to say, or I think we've beaten this dead horse
You've
to
beaten
death?
it.
I know.
I mean, I'm still willing to give these guys a chance.
All right.
Like with a new record.
Enchiridion.
Like if they make a new record,
if they make a new record, they send us a new video for the new record. I'm gonna check it out because I want to see. If things progressed, if things progressed in the right way, if they release a new album and it still had the same issues, then you know, they have some.
But I don't think for me the video wasn't a problem. For me the video wasn't a problem.
For me, it could have been better. I'm not saying it was a problem.
If
the mixing and everything else was fine, then the video I could care less. At that point, you know, you could be in the toilet and I don't care because the music speaks for itself, right? But to me, it just compounds on top of the other stuff. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a snowball effect, you know? That's all. Anyways, guys, this is it for this one, but there's another video coming right after, so you don't want to go anywhere, all right? See ya.
See ya.